It's Friday lunchtime now, and here's where we're at with the BSA A65 oil tap engine, and it's quite interesting actually. We've already seen that it had a Devimead clutch pressure plate. Now Devimead became SRM quite a long time ago now, and I don't know whether the camera will pick this up, but there's a number 20 stamped inside the crankcase mouth. So whether this was the 20th engine that Devimead worked on, there's a fair chance it might have been. I don't know how many they did in total. Anyway, I think it's one of their, it's quite an early effort, because obviously the Devimead wording perhaps for a start, and SRM have had their own oil pumps in production for quite a few years now, and most machines that I've worked on, or not most, but a lot of them then that have been worked on in the past, have had SRM oil pump replacements. I think this is just a standard factory item. I'll take it to bits and have a look at it anyway and see what sort of condition it's in. But whether that sort of predates, well, obviously the SRM days and the SRM oil pumps when this engine was modified, I don't know. There's the other side of those two holes that I saw in the crankcase mouth there, which I wasn't entirely familiar with. And obviously here's the end-fed crank and the timing side bearing conversion. And we've even got, I know SRM make these nice sort of stainless bodied oil pressure relief valves. We've got one of them there as well. So quite a lot of money and work has been thrown at this engine, and then someone's unfortunately had the bright idea of fitting a tap to the oil tank, and it doesn't really matter whether you got the timing side conversion and the end fed crank when you got no oil at all getting pumped into it in the first place. So so much for an improvement over the timing side bush. If you've got an oil tap and it's closed, you're going to bugger your engine, whatever you got in there. Anyway, that's all in the past now, so the next stage for me will be to get this timing pinion off the crank, and then I can set about unbolting the crankcases and getting the crank out and having a better look at it all. You never know, it might just be possible to perhaps have the crank cleaned up. It depends. There may not be too much damage. A lot of the time, many occasions when I've pulled engines apart like this, metal from the big end shells has sort of got itself stuck to a journal rather than gouging a journal out. So that all remains to be seen though. That's just speculation at the moment, and hopefully we'll have the third exciting instalment for everyone to see fairly soon.